authorities say, we could reduce cancer rates if people ate healthy by like 40% or something. I'm saying, even though they're agreeing that you could reduce cancer rates with diet, I'm saying the diets they're looking at to reduce cancer don't have the precision of nutritional excellence while avoiding the other cancer promoters of a nutritarian diet. And I'm saying a nutritarian diet should be able to reduce cancer rates by 90, 95%, not by 40 or 50%, right? Because obviously people are exposed to things like cigarette smoke or work in chemical factories or exposed to asbestos or other causes of cancer. But even with people who have exposures to factors that cause cancer, like pollutants, still reduce their chance of those things causing cancer when they have a high phytochemical exposure. So here's an example of women who had breast cancer in a study. And they followed these women with a diagnosis of breast cancer for 10 years. And those that had the highest consumption of lignin had a 71% reduced risk of death over that 10-year period. What? That's a third of a milligram of lignin. Look, in the highest quartile, we're talking about, that's a third of 1 milligram. Us nutritarians eat 30 milligrams of lignin. They have a third of 1 milligram. A tablespoon of brown flax seeds is over 20 milligrams of lignin a day, right? So that's just a little tiny bit, and it still reduced risk of cancer by 71%. I guess what I'm saying here is that don't wait till you have cancer to do this. But even when you did wait to have cancer, and don't eat a third of a milligram, Americans eat that's like 3 times as much the average American is eating, but it's still 300 times less than what we're eating, as nutritarians are eating. That's still not going to give you, and it still protects against cancer. Even a little bit of mushrooms is protective against cancer. Even a little bit of onion or garlic is protective against cancer. Even a little bit of flaxseed and cruciferous vegetables or sprouts are protective against cancer. Certainly, you got to be crazy not to even eat a little bit of it. People tell me, oh, I hate mushrooms. And I'll say, well, take the mushroom supplements in powdered form, eat a little bit of mushrooms, mix it in the food, mix it into the soup, put it in you don't even know it's there. And at least eat a little bit of it. Don't have none of it. You're crazy if you don't eat these foods. So the prescription, to review what we covered so far, is that let's talk about the prescription here of what I'm telling you to eat. Are you a nutritarian or you're not? Do you eat at least a half a cup of beans a day on top of your salad and a vegetable bean soup with your lunch, with your salad and your soup for lunch? Do you eat a salad every day with raw vegetables, with a mixture of different types of raw vegetables? Do you eat at least 3 fresh fruits a day, and what includes berries? Keep in mind the Women's Healthy Eating and Living Study, the WHEAL study. Yes, it showed that vegetables showed the most protection against cancer, that people who ate the most vegetables had the lowest cancer rates. That's what it showed. It showed that green cruciferous vegetables have the most protection against genetic defects that cause cancer, like the genes that increase risk of breast cancer, that those who ate green cruciferous vegetables suppress those genes the most. The cruciferous vegetables are most protective, suppressing genetic tendency towards cancer, yes. But it also showed that people who ate vegetables plus fruit lived longer and had more cancer benefits than just the vegetables alone. It reinforced this concept of nutritional diversity. We want to eat a wide variety of foods. And restricting our diet to just vegetables and not including berries and fruit is not ideal. And taking our diet and making it low fat and taking out the nuts and seeds is not ideal. And in other words, the more we restrict our diet, we're trying to get a wide assortment of plant fibers and different types of plants. And you want to eat at least 1.5 ounces of nuts and seeds a day. That's a goal of about at least 1/2 ounce with each meal. Now, I'm saying at least. I'm not saying that I eat a half a cup of beans a day. I may have days where I eat a cup of beans. I'm saying at least 1/2 ounce of nuts and seeds with each meal to facilitate the absorption of the phytonutrients that protect against cancer, because that 1/2 ounce increases the absorption of those anti-cancer nutrients by 50-fold compared to having the salad or the vegetables with no fat in the meal, right? But it doesn't mean that some meals I'm eating 1 ounce or more because maybe I did a lot of exercise today. Maybe I'm skiing or half the day, or maybe I'm going to the gym and I want more calories. So I'm saying at least 1/2 ounce, and I'll explain why. We'll show you why, is because in the studies on nut and seed consumption, the longest lifespans and the most protection against all-cause mortality and the most protection against cardiovascular death occurred in people eating at least 1/2 ounce, at least 1.5 ounces of nuts a day. At least 1 large salad a day. Do you pay attention to eating 1 large salad a day and chew it really well with maybe sprouts on top and some cruciferous greens like arugula added to it? Do you do that every day? To use a nut and seed dressing on the top to facilitate absorption, and to use some nuts and seeds that have omega-3 fatty acids, like walnuts or hemp seeds or flax seeds or chia seeds. Remember what I was just saying here? I'm saying that the nuts and seeds that have these lignans and powerful polyphenols that prevent cancer, and sterols and stanols that prevent cancer, all these properties that nuts and seeds have to prevent cancer and extend lifespan, the ones that are highest in omega-3 are flax. The same ones that are high in these anti-cancer effects also are highest in omega-3, which are flax seeds. Chia seeds are high in lignans and polyphenols and all these sterols and stanols that protect cancer, but they're also high in omega-3 fatty acids that protect the heart. Because the ALA, the alpha-linolenic acid, from these omega-3 containing nuts and seeds, there are 4 of them, right? Flax, chia, hemp, and walnuts. Flax, chia, hemp, and walnuts. Are you eating those every day? You're getting the lignans and the omega-3. And I'm saying those 4, you should strive for those 4 being half your nut and seed intake. Sure, you can eat the other half and eat whatever you want. Pistachios, filberts, pecans, Brazil nuts, right? Whatever it is you want to eat. But at least try to strive to half of these of your nut and seed, get your body what it needs for those omega-3 fats that protect the heart, because we know that low-fat diets don't offer as much protection compared to diets that have adequate amount of omega-3 fatty acids, including the short-chain omega-3 fatty acids, ALA, in those 4 foods I just mentioned, right? Have more protection against cardiac arrhythmias like atrial fibrillation, and leads to dramatic reduction in cardiovascular death. Do you have some steamed or wok greens every day? Do you have some mushrooms predominantly cooked and some onions predominantly raw every day? Are you doing this daily? Are you following this prescription? I hope you are, and I hope you're proud of what you're doing, because it's incredibly protective. So my first principle of the Nutritarian diet is represented by these equation, H equals N over C, which means the quality of your later life, your healthy life expectancy, is proportional to the nutritional bang per calorie you take through your life. The amount, diversity of these healthy foods you eat. The more healthy foods you eat, the healthier you are, right? So it's not just eating whole food, plant food diet. You can eat a macrobiotic diet, just eat rice all day. That is not a longevity promoting diet. It might be better than a standard American diet, right? But it's not a maximizing human longevity. We're trying to maximize human longevity. We want to use nutritional science to have a more diversity and concentration of antioxidants and phytonutrients in every cell in your body. So I want you to memorize these 5 words, right? The most proven methodology to slow aging, or the only proven methodology to slow aging. And here are the 5 words: moderate caloric restriction in the context of micronutrient excellence, which means getting your full level of micronutrient adequacy in your caloric pie. And don't eat excess calories, and don't waste your caloric consumption eating things that have no nutrients. When you eat more white bread and more oil and more processed foods and even animal products, because I'm saying animal products and processed foods both are not rich in micronutrients and fibers and substances that fight off cancer. And the more you take space in your pie of calories that you're going to consume each day and waste those calories on white bread and white rice, or even brown rice for that matter, and chicken and oil, the more you put things that are not phytonutrient rich, the less space you have in your diet to eat these protective foods.